It's Monday night and this is Twisted Stitches. Boy, with my luck, the place is full. Oh, Oreo just came out of one of those little cubbies there. Wow, I think it's going to be one heck of a night here in Twisted Stitches. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Monday. I've been spending my day getting all the new Wonderland yarns figured out, and those will get into inventory this week. We got lots going on here, and we're so glad you're here with us, and we can't wait to share some fun things with you tonight. Do we have some folks on yet, or should we wait a couple of seconds there? Because I want to start off by showing the fun stuff, but I don't want to miss the people who are here. All right.
Lois Sonardo Goldner says hi. And Donna Nahajo, hi, everyone. Jillian Goldrich, hi, everyone.
Do they really talk like that? I don't know.
No, I've spoken with them. I know they don't. That's just a little bit of a poetic license on my part. Danielle Dunbar shared.
Thank you, Danielle.
Anna Maria Milani, hello all. Seems like we haven't seen her in a long time.
You know, Anna, I was going to text you. I hope everything is okay at the house.
Our friend Darren Showers, hello from Cape Cod.
Hello, Darren.
Marianne Murray Summers, hello.
Hello, Marianne.
Lila Foster, finally able to catch a live, hello.
Yay.
Candace Wise, good evening.
Hi, Candace.
Heather Campbell, hello everyone from Heather Campbell and Jeff in Wawa, Ontario. But she didn't say Ontario. I happen to know.
Wow.
I always thought she was at a Wawa in Ontario. But it's actually Wawa, Ontario.
Oh, Wawa. Wawa's are in New Jersey.
Leslie Welsh Flaherty says hello. And Nancy March, good evening, everyone.
Good
Heather
evening.
Campbell shared. Anna Maria Milani, all is well.
Good.
And well is all.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you come up with that one?
I don't know, but it wasn't too good. Patricia Espejo, hi everyone. And Greta Jane is in the house. Hi everyone.
Okay. Well, that's great. So we got a fun show for you tonight. I've been thinking about how I was, sometimes a topic just comes to me, and that's what it was this morning. And I think part of it is because I've been talking with Paul's daughter, Caroline, and she's
the lovely Caroline.
And well, you have two lovely daughters, Caroline and Erica, but I've been talking with Caroline who's learned to knit. And you may have seen last night on Nitty Gritty Yarn Group, she finished her first cowl. This is how we do things at Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. We start you off with a project, not just a stitch. And so she finished her first cowl, and oh my goodness, she's ready for her next project. And she was just so cute. So she, we went through all this conversation, and then something she said really struck me. And she said, this is really going to be a therapeutic project for me. And I'm thinking, you've only knitted one thing, and already you're finding knitting therapeutic. How wonderful is that? And, when we carry yarn, and that's what it made me think about the keep calm and carry yarn thing. It's just something that makes us feel good. And I'm going to show you some of the effects of that in a minute. But one of the things that I did last night, and so that whole little conversation with Caroline got me started on the topic for tonight's show. One of the things that I've been doing, because I finished my Cozy X sweater, which you all saw, and then we're working on the knit along for the gem shawl that we're doing with Whitney. And so I wanted something mindless to work on. So at Sit and Knit on Wednesday, I cast it on. And last night, I bound off this little sweater for Ben. How cute is that?
He's right there sleeping if you want to put it on. The
effects of knitting. And look at the little bottom. There's this little paws going over here. And then this little thing just hits right at the back of his hind quarter, the top of his hind quarter. Just adorable. And because he's so little teeny tiny, I have to fold this back like a little turtleneck on him.
Well, it makes him look a little preppy too.
Shall I put it on?
Yeah, definitely.
I should wake him?
Wake him up.
All right. Ben's sleeping on projects, which is one of his favorite things.
Meanwhile, Oreo, while Ben's getting dressed in the studio.
Come here, let's show them.
Say hi to your public, boy.
How cooperative Ben is.
There's Oreo. Hey, oh.
Show them how uncooperative Paul is. I'm asking you to show them Ben getting dressed. And what are you doing? Oh. You're showing them Oreo.
And there's Ben. Ben's getting all dressed.
So look at him in this cute little thing. It's his little sweater. Look, how cute is he? Ben, model your sweater, buddy. See? Oh my God, he's just so handsome. Oh, wait a minute. And then what we do is we take his bandana, AKA bib, his Julie bandana. Wait a minute.
You have to tie it like an ascot. Make him really styling.
Yeah. Okay, look. Here. Harry. Wow! Look at him. Hello, buddy. Okay, so Ben says, all right, I'm done with you. So that was my way of doing mindless knitting. I was able to get that done. You know, some people like to knit hats. I knit a sweater for Ben, and he's been very patient while I've been going through that. In fact, Anna was here last night when I was finishing it up. So look at him. He's actually, it's just like a real sweater. Look at him.
Look at the boys. That's the same stance Oreo gets when they go outside together.
Oh my God.
Oreo hides behind the bush, waits for Ben to come walking by, and then he pounces on him.
So I wonder, what do you do when you just want to do some therapeutic knitting, something that's not going to take a lot of your mind work, and yet you can still get something accomplished? I'm wondering what those projects might look like for you all.
Greta Jane Shared and Julia Johnson Ray. Good evening, pretty lady.
Well, good evening, Julia Johnson Ray. Thank you.
Lori Hamilthes. Hello, everyone. Shared.
Good.
Oriano Christina Bruno. Hello. Yes, knitting is therapeutic. And that video link that you sent Paulette via email, that was the fashizzle. Oh my God. I never laughed so hard. Well, at least other than last week, anyway, because I do tend to do a lot of laughing. Oriana said, yes, it's knitting is therapeutic. Retta Jane, I have some great dog sweater patterns, LOL. Patricia Espejo, so what are you going to make for Oreo? You can't forget him.
Oreo's perfectly happy wearing only the coat he was born with.
Yeah. Oreo makes tracks.
Oreo makes tracks.
Nancy McClellan Ball, yes, knitting makes us feel so good. Keep buying more and more yarn.
Well, I'm sure we all have stashes too that we can dip into.
Nancy March, so cute, and Heather Campbell. Oh, Mary Smith, it's perfect. And Heather Campbell, preppy or what?
Yeah, isn't he cute? He's adorable.
And Maria Milani, hats, of course.
Yeah, right. We knew that.
Leslie Wells Flaherty, socks. And Maria Brandt, good evening. Cute blue wrap.
Thank you. Thank you. So this is one of the things that happened as a result of me thinking about the effects of carrying yarn and how we can create so much more than a simple garter stitch or stockinette stitch or yarn over, whatever it is, by simply
yarning
it with different stitches and different additions to our yarns. For example, when I first started knitting, I learned how to knit when I was about 8. Learned how to crochet at the same time. I was very lucky to have 2 grandmas, they both did both, but one crocheted more, one knitted more. So they each taught me the craft. Well, of course, at 8 years old, you know what you learn it because your grandmas are teaching you. And then so I kind of put it down for a while. And when my children were born, I crocheted a little sweater set for my daughter, and I knitted a little bunting, which was a big deal back then for my son.
I know bunt as cakes.
No, a bunting was a thing you wrap the baby in, kind of like a little sleep sack.
Oh, bunt, like a cake. It's
right.
something you wrap your teeth into.
No, you don't wrap your teeth into a bunting for a baby. So then my mother-in-law at the time was an avid knitter. So she helped me to get back into knitting. And actually, she didn't help me. I watched her and I was inspired. And so off I did. But, when we started, if you started way back when, like I did back in the 50s, 60s, you had cotton and you had wool. So you were either crocheting with cotton thread or knitting with wool and making woolen garments, whether they were sweaters or socks or blankets, or crocheting granny squares actually at the time, and ripple afghans. You all remember those things, right? All those were the types of projects we did back then. I never realized how you could create something so much more by just carrying different yarns and doing different things with the yarns. So one of the very first projects that I ever worked on, where I still have this, where I carried a different yarn along with the main yarn, is this top-down sweater. I think it was probably the first top-down sweater I ever knitted. And this was a yarn, I think it was called Tangier. And then I had a mohair. So I decided, the pattern didn't tell me to do this. I just decided to carry the mohair in my garter stitch rows as I was going along in my pattern. And I just love the way it came out. So that was the first introduction I had to carrying one yarn with another. And it has become one of my favorite things to do with yarns. I love the textural effect that you get when you're carrying two yarns. This is another example. So this I would have to even look up the pattern for this. I don't even know if the pattern still exists. That's how old this is. But I wanted to carry it out because it was my introduction to working with two different yarns.
What's funny?
What's that, honey?
When you said carry yarn, I thought like a box on your shoulders. Literally carrying the yarn.
Like carrying a box of yarn.
I don't know. That's what I thought it was.
It's okay, because there are effects that we create when we make different stitches. It's a motif effect or a pattern of a bobble effect. You can use your beads to give a sparkle effect.
Sparkle.
But the whole thing creates an affect on us and changes our attitude and changes the way we feel, because it helps us to calm down. So I just thought it was just such a great combination of creating and relaxing at the same time. So this is the Sophie Swancho, though many of you know about this piece. This was one of the first knit-alongs I did before we even went online with our knitting community locally. And so this is the Sophie Swancho. And this is the coolest thing. You may have seen these before, where I took this yarn has a white base. When I carry this blue with it, it's going to change the look of that base. So this confetti yarn with a white background, turned into this because I carried gold with it. I carried a gold thread with it all the way through. And then I picked up one of the contrast and one of the additional colors in my contrast work. But I was just so thrilled with the effect that was created by carrying a different color yarn. It changed the entire background of the piece, and I gave it a whole new look. So when you're looking at a project, don't just look at the base yarn. Look at think about what you might be able to do to enhance it. We've also had folks who did this particular poncho or swancho with just a solid, a combination of solid colors, and they used Patagonia. So you could do something like that as well.
Got a couple of comments I want to get caught up on.
Okay, go ahead.
Danielle Dunbar, I crochet socks. Greta Jane, I can't do mindless. I got to have cables or lace.
Well, that doesn't mean it's not mindless for you.
Darren Showers, lately I've been knitting a bunch of hats and just finished another golden hour shawl. Kelly Kohlhofer, I actually crochet between knits. Crocheting is second nature to me because I've done it most of my life. Knitting will be there someday.
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
Ray Sean D. Jones, hello all. And Beth Ann Wilkes, for a mindless project, I knit socks. Many have been made over the years and given to many people. Lori Gluckman-Winterfeld, hats, scarves, and blankets.
Wow.
And all the way from Eureka, California, we have Rita Johnson-Cotterman. I am late, but I made it. Say hi to Doug for us.
Hi, Rita.
Lori Gluckman-Winterfeld, socks also when I just want a plain old project. And Karen Long, I am new to crocheting, teaching myself, and I'm loving it.
Good.
Patricia Espejo, I still have my mom's ripple Afghan. Jack Giuliano's in the house.
Hi,
hello, Jack. That's my buddy. Well, our buddy, actually.
Hi, Jack.
Shared with my sister in Brooklyn.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jack.
Kate Argenta-Luth. Hi, everyone. And Candace Wise. Love the idea of carrying the yarn. Great idea. Or a workshop.
Aha.
And
interesting you say that, because I was thinking about something like that. I saw a great sweater last night that I thought, oh, this would be such fun to do.
And joining us from down south, we have Anna Confail Munford. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Here's another great example of carrying two yarns together. This is our Sweet Valentine cowl.
Oh, that's like that song, Sweet Valentine.
Right?
Ba, ba, ba.
So you can see the little heart motifs in here. This is a pretty lace design. This is on our website. So it's really cool. And what we did, you can do it with just a plain fingering weight yarn. Not a big deal. I mean, we've got lots of that, and several people do knit it just plain. But what we did here was we carried, again, another strand of mohair with it. Now you've got to keep in mind that when you start carrying yarns, you change the weight. So for example, this pattern called for a DK weight yarn. So what I did was the base yarn was a sport. I carried the lace with it to make it a DK. Just gave it a little bit more a depth or width to make it a DK weight. And so I, did my swatch on that one to be sure. And something like this, you just want to make sure that you have sufficient amount of yarn to finish your project. It's not going to change it all that much.
Speaking of sufficient yarn, Lori Gluckman-Winterfeld says, I have so much fingering yarn left over and would love to incorporate my leftover fingering with something new or with something else in my stash for a sweater.
Well, let's take a look at what you've got in your stash, and maybe we can help you to add a little something to it.
What weight would two finger weights together be?
Oh, that's,
a DK?
Yeah, sometimes. It's really, that's a hard one to say, because you're holding two equal yarns together. It's easier to come up with that formula, and the formulas are posted online several places. If you're holding two different weights together, like a fingering and a lace, that's when it gets a little crazy. Or what do they say? Lace plus DK equals worsted. So I usually go by whatever the pattern says. And I also will swatch if I'm doing something like that to make sure that my swatch comes out right. Because I like to, especially even with the Cozy X sweater that we just did, the original pattern was written to carry two yarns together. But because the mohair, the moonshine, was so similar to the gauge, the stitch count, and the needle size, it all worked out beautifully.
And Lori Gluckman-Winterfeld says, for me, I have mostly sock yarn in my fingering yarns.
Okay, well, if it's sock yarn, you're going to decide if that's something that you want to knit a sweater with. For example, there are some sock yarns that would knit up like this. And so, you've got your stripes and your design in there. Would you want that in a garment? So it's just something that you've got to decide what would work best. And I'm more than happy to always give you a holler, to give you a holler or have you give me a holler. We do a little FaceTime call and we see what we can come up with for you.
And what's that number, Nitty Gritty?
Oh, the Nitty Gritty number is 203-856-6755. So I was also speaking about keeping calm and carrying yarn. Do we have any comments there before I?
Greta Jane says, oh, I like that sock yarn, LOL. And Lori Gluckman Winterfeld, I'll reach out to you.
Please do. I'll be more than happy to have a conversation with you. Speaking of socks, we have a really fun show planned for next Monday. What's today's number?
Pamela Rose Atkins. Hi, all.
Hi, Pam. Today is 7. Right. Next Monday is Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I hope you'll all be here with us because I've got a fun show planned. We are going to be talking all about socks, and we're going to have some great sock yarns at fantastic prices next Monday night on the show, because we heart socks, and we are going to be bringing you bunches and bunches of socks. I've got sock samples coming in from our distributors, and we've got sock yarns here. And I'm so looking forward to doing this show. It's going to be just a lot. It's just going to be a fun Valentine's Day show.
It's going to be a rock'em sock'em show.
Oh, my God. We're also going to be pulling the name for the winner of the Heart Scarf Kit next week. Remember, everybody who ordered any of the heart kits goes into that drawing. And we've got plenty of them. So we're going to be drawing that next Monday as well.
Greta Jane says, no, don't do that to me. Make sure Matthew is not anywhere near the computer that night.
Matthew may be on the road. So I was also thinking, here's a great textural design. This has been around. I think we did this. This was one of the projects for our first retreat. This is called Dragon Tears. It's knitted with a Worcester to Aran weight yarn. And I love the little design here and the effect of the design. And then I was thinking of a different yarn that would work beautifully with that. And Madara. I think Madara would be a great yarn for this. In fact, I'm going to kit this up.
Hey, that's like that song.
What song?
Lady Madara, cowl at your feet. No? No. All right, never mind.
Never mind. Never mind, he says. Never mind. So what do you think? What do you think of Madara for the Dragon Tears? I think that's going to be pretty cool. I may have to knit up another one. So this one is knitted with Santa Cruz, and Santa Cruz is on our website for the Dragon Tears shawl. So that's just another thing. Sometimes carrying yarn means carrying the yarn in stranded color work, which is kind of cool. And so that creates a textural effect as well. I mean, this would just be a plain gray sweater if it didn't have the yoke design in there. And by carrying that yarn, stranded color work is really, once you get the knack of it, it's not that hard. And it's just a matter of taking time. Is
that my size?
Is that your size? That's a woman's sweater, sweetheart.
Oh.
You want to try it on?
No.
We can if you like. But you can try it on.
I'm the camera guy.
So this one is also carrying yarn because we're carrying your colors across your work. So we've got stranded color work there. You can see how that works. And that's just another way of creating texture in your piece. So there's so much that you can do to give your work a lift.
Well, that goes nicely.
Give it a different look. Yeah, right? See? When you just put that on like that. Look at that. There you go. So there you have it, as Paul says. There you have it. Nice, right? Look how
Valerie Vessel Ryan King. Yay, I wore my heart scarf today.
Oh, good.
Greta Jane says, I have no more room for sock yarn. And yes, Matthew will be on the road. Your secret's safe with us, girlfriend. Valerie Vessel Ryan King, I made the Dragon Tears shawl, my first kit from you.
Oh, that's great.
And Lila Foster, that green is awesome and will work beautifully.
I think so too, Lila. I think I'm going to be working on that. This was a fun pattern. This was a lot of fun. And I cut the pattern short because I am short, but it's got
vertically challenged. We say
it has another section to it that makes it even larger, which is pretty cool. So that's that one. And then, speaking of texture, yay. I know I have some of you who have been super, super patient waiting for Silk Garden Sock Solo Tweed to arrive, and it has. It will be, actually, they shipped it to me today. So we will have this yarn in stock tomorrow or by Wednesday, ready to hit the road. And this is the beautiful Rosalind shawl. And you would get the pattern and the yarn with this kit. As a matter of fact, they still have some magazines, so you could even get a magazine in there too. So excited to have this yarn in. I cannot wait to see all the colors. Watch for an unboxing. It will be coming. I believe this is the only yarn that we'll have arriving, but it will be certainly well worth the time and the look. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to be coming soon. We talked about this one. This is just such a great piece. Yes, Paul?
Valerie Veskel Reinking. I did the extra section on the dragon tears. I'll post picture later.
Oh, please do. Yeah. Are you going to put it in Nitty Gritty Yarn Group?
Oh, for those that are not members of the Nitty Gritty Yarn Group.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Nitty Gritty Yarn Group. All one word on Facebook. We are the group is getting more and more members and posts, and I'm just enjoying that you're all using it so much. When we're doing knit-alongs, people are posting their progress along the way in the group. The encouragement that's going back and forth is fantastic. Caroline even posted her little cowl in the group, and it's fantastic. You all were so encouraging and so complimentary, and it really does make people want to keep knitting. And we ask each other questions and we help each other out. So please join it, Nitty Gritty Yarn Group. And there are a couple of questions to answer. Just, we don't need a whole story. We just want to make sure that we have real people joining the group when they join. So we are growing, and we'd love for you to share that group with others once you get in there as well. This is a new yarn that came out this year, and this is called Painted Suri. This is a Suri alpaca yarn. It is a bulky weight. So this has its own texture. It's a fluffy, great feel. Let me just grab a skein of that, Paul. Has fantastic colors, a nice variety of colors. So actually, this is the color that the cowl was knitted in. This is called the Viviana Fair Isle. So it's really cool the way this works, because on one side you've got Fair Isle, and on the inside you've got a polka dot. So talk about an interesting knit. This is fantastic. I want to knit this one because I just want to see how it works. It looks to me like it. Well, no, it doesn't go in a circle. It does. I thought it was knitted in a circle, but it wouldn't be unless it's going this way, because your stitches are going this way. So you've
Andrea Whitmore. Hey, buddy. That is beautiful, she says.
I love this one. I just love it. And I love the way you've got, so you can wear it so that the polka dot shows and the stranded color work. I mean, how cool is that when somebody says, wow, where'd you get that? And you can say, I made it. I knitted it. And I'm just always so proud when people ask that, because I love my knitting and I love to wear my knitted pieces.
Andrea Whitmore says, hey, buddies.
Hey, Andrea. I hope you are well. I hope everyone is well. And our last piece, it was our first knit along when we went to our online community. And this was the Deja Vu shawl, the Deja Vu cape, I should say. It's a capelet. And so this was really cool because it has a lot of it's got some stranded color work here. It has slip stitches. It's got some short rows in it. Just a nice variety of pieces, and it was a beautiful use of Harry Fine, which is a fabulous alpaca yarn by Juniper Moon Farm. Just a great piece, and we had a wonderful group of people working on that knit along.
And if you make another one, it'll be Deja Vu all over again.
You didn't really say that, did you? You didn't really say that. That's really scary that you said that. I don't even think I like that you said that. Oh God.
Lori Gluckman Winterfeld, is that double knitted?
Is this, no, I don't believe it is double knitted. I'd have to look at the pattern to be sure. It doesn't look like it is. It looks like it could be knitted in the round. I don't know. I'm going to have to read it, Lori, because I don't have the instructions in front of me.
Lorraine Schiller. Hi, made it.
Yay, Lorraine. Yay, Lorraine. Lorraine, your order went out today. Thank you.
I know, because I went to the post office.
Yes, called my little my post office runner. So let me look up this, and I will answer your question on in the comments of this post when we after the show. I'll look up the pattern and see. I don't think it's double knitted though. I think it's one piece in the round. So, okay, I think we are about. Yeah, look at that, 8:31. So don't forget your mosaic knitting. Mosaic's a fabulous way to create
Andrea
texture.
Whitmore, what is the name of that again? And Greta Jane says, my book came, but I can't get it because I'm quarantined.
Oh yes, I know. My daughter and her husband and their son all right now are quarantined.
Andrea Whitmore, what is the name of that again?
It's the Viviana Cowl. I just love it. Love it, love it. Great
okay,
colors.
The big question of the night would be, who wants to win? Who wants to win?
Nobody wants to win. Nobody wants to win.
Round and round she goes. Where she stops, only the KnittyGrittyYarnGirl knows. And the winner is...
Oh, Jesus, Donna Nahalo. I'm going to save all your stuff and send it out once a week.
Congratulations, Donna. You're our lucky winner this evening.
Donna, you've been getting a lot. This is your third prize in like a month.
Sharing is caring, and Donna knows how to share.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Well, everybody, thank you so much for spending your Monday night with us. Oh, we have another brioche class coming up. I have to make sure you all know. I have February. I have to post the days. No, it's in March, actually.
Rita Johnson Cotterman. Wow, look at that bucket. Congratulations, Donna. And everybody else says there's so many congrats, Donnas.
You're all so happy for each other. You're wonderful. And then, as Anna would say, next time, pick me. Okay, everybody.
Well, actually, Anna Maria has been pretty good, too.
Everybody's been good. Everybody's been having very lucky days. So keep an eye out. Watch us. We got some unboxings. We'll have some announcements as new yarns get put up in the shop. We are so happy to have you here with us. Thank you for spending your Monday night with us. We love you all. Stay safe. See you soon.